Hey there, and welcome to Cars with Nash. So today Nash and I are working on our Scout, and this is episode 2, so if you missed episode 1, check back. But what we're going to be doing is restoring this plastic grill. So I got my work cut out for me on this one. I'm going to be plastic welding pieces in. So the bulk of the damage is right here, and then of course this is all bent in. Can you get my socket that just flew 30 feet across the shop? It's over there somewhere. Oh. That's why I went, oh! I accidentally hit the trigger and I had it in the swivel. I almost neglected the step of straightening the grill out before I remove it, so I put a few bolts back in there and just gonna get this hopefully worked a little straighter. I'm gonna kind of stop there. You can see I've made some good progress. This piece of metal here is kind of holding me up. It's bent up into the grill, and I'm wanting to get the grill out to straighten it out. So I will get this other headlight out. Okay, don't go too high, just halfway. Yeah, got her. So I have to figure out some plastic that's compatible with this, but first I'm gonna just clean it all really good, just with glass cleaner and a shop towel. I got this all cleaned up. The other side actually had a bunch of moss and stuff growing on it because this vehicle was sitting around for a bunch. And so I just sanded it, the other side in 80 grit, because I'm going to be painting this grill anyways. And now I got a piece of a bumper cover, of a modern bumper cover, and I don't know if it's compatible plastic. So I'm just going to try and randomly weld it to a piece of the grill here and see how strong that ends up being. It's not looking very good. It's, I don't know. Okay, so not compatible plastic for sure. I can't get it to stick at all. It just, even where I've melted it right together, I can separate it with my fingers again. Now I'm gonna try a test and see if I can actually weld this plastic to itself, because this is a tight crack here. And I cleaned it, I sanded it and everything. Okay, that looks like it broke pretty easy. This might not work at all, guys. Okay, that one is holding. Yeah, I can even bend it around. Okay, so if I can find compatible plastic, it looks like I can actually do this. So I've tried a number of things on here, like interior plastic, bumper plastic, plastic from a plastic bucket. And the only thing that works a little bit is a zip tie. I'm still not convinced it's actually working proper. So what I'm going to do is properly ream out this seam and we'll try and weld it up with the zip tie and see what the results are. So this grill's also got a bend in it, so I'm trying to straighten it at the same time. See guys, right there. On the front side it's not as pretty, but I'll be welding the front side as well, and then I will smooth it. That seems pretty strong. I'm gonna just use my torch a little bit here to try and soften this up. So I'll show you how this is going close up. This is nylon that I'm using actually. I'm using literal zip ties, and they're 6/6 nylon. And according to my research, this grill should be ABS. And so this ABS sewer pipe should in fact weld to it then. And it doesn't. I did a test on that. I've done tests with just about every plastic imaginable, and the only thing that'll stick is a zip tie. So that's what I'm going with. This was a hole. As you could see before, there was quite a sizable hole there, and I kept putting zip ties side by side and melting everything together. That's what I arrived at. I got that big long crack all stabilized there. I mean, I still got to do the outside, and it's already very solid. The problem is these slats here, I have 4 of them that are missing. They're going to be hard to patch in with a zip tie. I don't know. One thing I think maybe I could take another kind of plastic that's not compatible with this and use the zip ties to join it, because I know I've joined polypropylene with zip ties before, and they claim you can't do that on Google either. But I'm going to show you close up how I repair this. So to start with, I'm going to try just melting the plastic together, because that seems to be the toughest bond I can do. I'm going to go quite deep into it though, because in this case I don't have access on the other side. So I'm cutting in, smearing it back and forth, just till I get it all melted together like that. That's kind of my process, and then I'll go back over and add some zip tie over top to reinforce it. So that looks so ugly it might just work. Same thing, I just add this and then keep mixing everything. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you all around that repair. So I'm still working on patching things up here. I'm gonna test this fan shroud here. It's an old Ford fan shroud, and it's pretty thick. And I think if nothing else, I can use it to replace the missing slots. Okay, we're just gonna do a little test here just to see if I can get this stuck. I'm not trying to fix anything right now. Looks like it's bonded together there, so we'll just let it cool off really good. Didn't really cool that enough, but it wasn't looking like it was that well bonded, so I'll just try again. No, but I can still use this for slots. It's the right thickness, and so I will just weld it in there with zip ties. So I actually want a bit of a loose fit so that I can weld it in with the zip tie, since this isn't really compatible. So there we go. That's roughly in there, and now I'll work on reinforcing it some more. Okay, so there are 2 slots successfully repaired. Well, I had to turn on a fan here, and I had it at the door before thinking that would bring in enough fresh air, but the smoke was going right in my face. So got a fan going there. I got that corner all patched up on the inside. I got a lot of work to do on the outside still. Slats are in. Slats are in over here, and I repaired that area there that was pulled out. There you can get a better look at that from the top side there. Working on the front side here, so I'm trying to be a little neater. You can see how nice that turned out. It was like these two, and what it is a star crack next to the rock hole. So I kind of melted the crack back together, and now I'm adding this in for a filler. And then of course I have to fill up that hole too. Okay, I just put these zip ties here to clamp this down, and I heated it up a bit too. I'm trying to stretch it in because it was all bowed out. You can see this one is slightly bowed. I'm probably going to leave that one due to this damage. I don't want to re-aggravate that, but this was really bowed out on the other side, and it was jamming up actually when I tried to remove it from the vehicle there. It's such a tight fit in there that it jams up. And then here I'm going to go ahead and start filling this in. Last night I was working on this area, just kind of re-solidifying what's already there. Basically just added a zip tie here to pull this in a little bit so that the heat of me working this area will allow that to stay in a little bit. And then I've just been going around working these cracks here. You can see I got that mostly welded up now. I just got a little bit left in the corner. So I got that area all finished up on the corner there. And just working on this. This is pretty well the final big crack. But it's still got a bit of a bowl down here. So what I did is I zip tied it to this piece of sewer pipe and just put some shop towels right under that low spot so that it will over time bring it up. Okay, so these areas aren't too level, so I'll try to blend them together, but it's already welded on the back side, so it kind of is what it is. There's a close-up of that repair, and now I'll just show you this. It's just like a micro crack, and so what I've been doing with those, I might need to add a little bit of filler to it, but the point is it's melted back together. So that was probably the easy part. Now I got to go around with this grinder and try and shape everything. There's how that's looking. Got some work left to do. This stuff's pretty challenging to work with. It doesn't sand away that nicely, and as you can see, there is some air pockets and stuff in it, and I expected that. So I have this stuff that I had left over from another project, and it's what you use for like those rubber bumpers that they had in like the 70s, like the GTOs had them and things like that. So it's not really suitable for a bumper cover repair because it's a little too flexible, and it is for this too. I couldn't have used it to repair these areas because it would be just flopping all over. It's more like a rubber. But just to fill in these little imperfections, this stuff sands really easily, so I'm going to use it more like a putty. Okay, time to mix up this Dominion Sure Seal stuff, and the tubes are all leaky and everything. They're really old stuff, but it seems to still be pliable in there, so it should work out. Okay, that first batch stuck on there really good. I tested it with a few pieces of my slop and I couldn't get them to peel off no matter how hard I tried. And now I'm just going over it with some 80 grit. It's all ready for paint, and this is what I'm going to be using. Same thing I used on the wheels. Turned out pretty good for them, so that's what we're doing, just brushing it on. The second coat of paint's just drying on the grill here, and it will need a third coat, but I'm just going to actually put it in and put the headlights in and everything and forget about that for now, because later on in the project I'll have to pop it back out, and by then this paint will be really well cured, so I can give it a light sand and then recoat it, and that'll get rid of some of the imperfections. But it's turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with how it looks in white. And Nash is over here working on the, there's just one bolt holding this original bumper on. We want to get it off just so we can sell it actually. We're selling the bumper. Ooh, good job, bud.
It's broke off.
And I got it on camera, nice. So yeah, we'll sell the bumper because we're building an off-road winch bumper back here. Okay, well I just got the headlight buckets and the bezel rings, all the stuff that hold the headlights together. Even the adjusters, it all needs a little bit of reconditioning. These are seized right up, and these I'm just going to polish those up, and I'll paint these up just with some Crayon. But for these, they're just faded black plastic, and they would have been like originally a low gloss well, they might have been gray originally, but I'm going to make them a low gloss black, and this stuff is really good for duplicating the look of like matte plastic. It looks just like plastic when it's done. Camera vibrated off the table, but anyway, that's about the level I'm prepping them to, and then just hit them with a couple coats of rust paint. Okay, I got the headlight buckets down there ready to spray, and then these adjusters, it didn't seem like it was worth saving them until I checked the price. It was 40 bucks on Amazon, and these actually seem super pliable. Okay, so while those other parts are drying, I'm just going to get these cleaned up and spray them. Just lightly scuff it with a Scotch pad, just to make sure the paint sticks. So we'll let that dry up, and it should look nice and even, just like plastic. Okay, just as I promised, those look just like plastic. You can see how even they are, whereas other spray paints you get dull and shiny areas. So here we are on assembly, and there's what's going in there. So we're pretty excited about that. We already have been using aux beam fog lights in our Nia roof for years, and we love them. I don't know, they give me gloves, I guess I'll wear them. Okay, just putting my bezel pieces on. I already did a little bit of work on this off camera here because it was pushed right in here. That's why the grill was broken, something hit here. Okay. So now we're gonna try and go right into place. Now be careful with how we, okay, that just went in nice. But be careful where you push. That looks so awesome. So we're gonna conclude episode 2 right here, and then we got another project in the bay right now that we gotta wrap up. So make sure you tune back in for episode 3 on this. Where we'll probably have it set up in the bay, and I'll either be working on the tailgate or the floors / rocker panels. So thanks a lot for watching Cars with Nash. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.